Hey all, welcome back to Pardee Shop Shenanigans. I'm Bob, and this is where the fun happens. At least it's fun for me. Thanks for joining me. It's a gorgeous day here in the Pacific Northwest. The sun is out, the sky is beautiful blue, and it may warm up to about 50 degrees. Perfect shop weather. Today will be something a little different. Instead of working on one of the previous projects, I'm going to build a tool. You've probably encountered a situation where you're working on something in the shop and you don't have quite the right tool. It's too far to go to the store and rent one, or maybe you only need it for 5 minutes. You use it once a year, they're too expensive. Pick any number of reasons why you wouldn't have that tool. Often you can build what you need from just scrap. So I'm lucky that I have a welder, I have a drill press, I have a few things that maybe you all don't have, but I think the concept I'll share today will work for anyone. Stick around, let's have some fun together. Okay, so what I'm working on today here in the shop is this cylinder head. This is off a V6 engine out of a 1998 Isuzu Rodeo. Has a burned valve. If you look closely, hope you can see it on the video, right here at the end of my screwdriver, this valve is burned, okay? See how there's a chunk missing out of it? Yeah, that's bad. You don't get compression when you have a bad valve. So I need to replace this valve, and while I'm at it, I need to pull all the valves. I'm going to hand lap them all, put it back together, put in a new valve, and everything should be good to go. The challenge is to remove these valves. You have a spring that sits down into this hole that is very, very rigid, and it's holding that valve shut. And it's holding it shut with a keeper and a couple of challenging little bitty wedges here that wedge it into place. I'll show you that in detail in a moment. What the challenge here is you can't just push this valve down because it's too tight. Okay, you can't just push it down and pull the keepers out and remove everything. So there's a couple different tools that are out there. There's a traditional, kind of looks like a clamshell that would come in. Let's see if I can tilt this up so you can see a little differently. There's one that's a clamshell, a much more traditional look that has something that pushes on a valve here, comes on the back and straddles your valve spring and has like a clamp, and it clamps that spring down. I don't have one of those. Another option is they make a tool that actually reaches into the spring here and grips it and then squeezes it to compress the spring. Well, you might see these are recessed down into a hole, so that's not an option. I couldn't get a tool down there like that if I wanted to. And then a third option is there's a tool that would actually bolt to your cylinder head in a couple of locations and then has a screw assembly, and then from compression you can push that down and compress that. Well, this head is not configured that way, so that can't be done. So today we're going to build our own tool with a handful of parts out of the scrap pile. It's going to go over the top here. I'm going to use this to put in my drill press, not to drill, but as a press, so I can push down this way, reach in, and pull out these clips. Let's see how the valve and the spring work together with these darn little wedges. So here's what we have. We have a valve, we have a valve spring, and then we have this washer that goes over the top of the valve spring to distribute load and hold the spring down tight. Now imagine the valve coming in through the head. Can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, so there's head between here, head between here. This is dropped in the top. And now we have to keep this valve from coming out, right? That's what these little guys are all about. You want to be careful because if you lose them, you don't just go buy one. If I remember correctly, you usually buy a whole set. Now you'll see on the top of the valve stem here, see that little ridge right there? Well, these little wedges fit right into that ridge. See that? Narrow side pointed down, wide side pointed up. Come on, fingers, you can cooperate with me just one more time. There we go. Okay, you see that? See how they straddle the valve? And then this drops right into here. Kind of interesting doing this and trying to leave enough room for you to see. This is how this valve spring is kept compressed and tight in the head. So taking this out is not too hard. As you can see, I have this one in my hand. I took it out without a tool. I was able to push this down, give it a good hard shove. These guys fell out. I was fishing them out with a magnet from down inside the cylinder head here, which was a bummer. And then I was able to pull this out and pull the valve out. No problem. But now when I want to put it together, oh, it's a whole different story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, out of my scrap pile, I found, I think this is a bushing from a set of shocks I installed a while ago. Turns out it's the same diameter as my valve spring here. So I'm going to build something that will allow me to push down, okay, so that I can get to where these little wedges are and put them in with a pair of needle nose pliers. Obviously, this isn't going to work, so I'm going to cut a notch out of it like this. But then how am I going to push this down? Well, I had one of these a while back and don't know whatever it did with it, but I had welded a bolt to the head here, just so I have someplace here to chuck this up into my drill press. And then that way, my drill press was actually a press that I could then just push down, reach in through this little slot to get my wedges to pull them out with a magnet and put them back in with a pair of needle nose pliers. So let's go get these 3 little pieces out of the junk pile fabbed up into a tool. Okay, so first step, since I'm pulling this stuff just out of the scrap bin, is I ran this crusty, nasty, dirty old bolt through the wire wheel. Did the same thing to my crusty, nasty old washer. What I'll do first is I'm going to put this in here. I'm just going to weld the washer to the bolt so they become one happy unit. Next step is don't get that with your hands because it will hurt. Is let's get this guy welded onto here. Maybe this is a better way to go about this. Perfect. Okay, I'm no fabrication king by any stretch, but it's in place. It's not straight, it's not perfect, we don't care, it's not going to rotate, I'm going to go cool this down. We'll be back and I'll show you what we're going to cut for a slot. Okay, so here's what I have. I've got this pretty low-tech device that I'm going to put in my drill press, okay? And I'm going to not spin it. That'd be silly. I'm going to put it in my drill press so that I can pull down on it. I can use it to press. Doing this as one person in the shop alone. But what I need to be able to do is get to where these wedges are going to be, right? I need to push the spring down, expose the wedges so I can pull them out to remove valves. And then I need to be able to push this down, put the wedges in place so I can install the valve, right? So my real high-tech drawing here, you can see I've done some very careful measurements using GPS and a lot of survey tools to make sure they are 100% accurate. I'm just going to cut a notch out of this so I can expose some space to work. And voila, just like that, I have a tool that I can mount up, put in here, and I can use it as a press. Okay, let's go see how it's going to work for us. I'll clean up these sharp edges first because I'm the guy that'll cut myself. So this is what I have set up. Again, the whole idea of making this tool to put in my drill press is just so I can have a press. I usually work alone in the shop, and so I'm always trying to find ways to manage a piece of equipment or a cylinder head or something like this by myself. So all I've done here is I've got a rack in my shop like everybody else. I'm just using the top of my toolbox. I've lowered my table on my drill press to be at the same height so that my toolbox is my little helper here. I've also, because the valves, you'll notice, are installed at an angle in the head. They don't go straight in, they actually go in a little bit of an angle. And since I want this thing to push straight onto the valve, I don't want to push at an angle. I've got a couple little wood wedges that were just in my scrap pile that I've kind of brought this up with. So let me see if I can show you, without making you too dizzy here, what's going on. I've set this up for you, and you can see how this goes up and down. All this dude is going to do is go right down over the top of my valve. Remember how we were talking about those little wedges that are in there? And just like that, I hope you can see that, I've pushed it. Those wedges haven't fallen out yet. They will if I'm not careful. Okay, but that's the whole purpose of this tool, is so that I can do this with one hand, and then with the other hand, I can get the right tool. Shows how well prepared I am. With the other hand here, I just grab my magnet. There's one wedge. See them on there? Again, you gotta be careful you don't drop these little rascals. And come on, other wedge. And there's my other wedge. Okay. Now this is going to pop up over the top of the cylinder or the valve. See how high that spring had to be compressed? Okay. Because now when I put this back together, which I'm not going to try to do at this moment, I'll do this right down over the valve, and then by hook and crook, I'll put these little guys back in place, release it, and life is good. there you have it. This is the kind of fun that Pardee has out in his shop. He must be a little bit weird. Hey, remember folks, I've said this before, don't be afraid to try. If you're working on something and it's not kind of working the way you want, you don't have the right tool, it's got the wrong angle, you're not used to working alone, you can usually step back and find a solution out of your own treasure trove of goodies for really no money. And you get the satisfaction of coming up with a tool of your own. Now, I happen to have a welder. I wanted to weld this stud in here so I could chuck this up. I could have taken this little piece of bushing here, cut notches in it, and just use friction to hold this down. You could do the same thing. Don't need a great big drill press. You could have a little tabletop drill press and do the same thing. So don't be afraid to try. I think you'll find it's very rewarding. Go out and make someone smile today. You both deserve it. Bob out.